SDR News coverage of Interop 2014 in Las Vegas features interviews with a number of Interop exhibitors, including this in-depth interview series, which was recorded and provided by HP.
So let me introduce Sue Duarte. So Sue is a consulting technical marketing engineer on Flex Branch Solutions, and also definitely an NFV expert these days as well. So Sue, thanks for joining us.
Sure, no problem.
And so really what we, I know when people talk about, people jumble SDN and NFV together, and we spent quite a bit of time over there talking on SDN apps and some of the different things. And also with NFV, we also start to think about service providers, and everything's like service provider focused. But I think there's some stuff here that you're showing that's actually kind of both service provider and enterprise, but some really cool stuff. And I want to be clear. I want to make sure you clarify when we talk about NFV. A lot of times in the HP networking space, what people always seem to think about is simply our VSR, the virtual services router, and that's, able to sit at a service provider edge and do things. But from what I saw yesterday walking around and talking about these demos, it seems like there's a bit more that we're showing here.
So basically, I know everybody knows what the VSR is, the VSR 1000 series, and this is kind of, if you think about it, as a VSR on steroids. It's VSR 2000. It is not available yet. It's still in prototype. But the idea is that for a customer to require additional resources, instead of having to go and install an additional VSR and replicate the configurations over and over and over again, and managing multiples of these entities, you're able to have the resources added dynamically and taken away dynamically. So being able to have a customer that says, I need an additional forwarder, having them then be able to know that it's automatically being applied is the cool thing about the NFV. So in this particular environment, we're dealing with a service chain functionality, and that we have, in this case, a tenant A who has both a router, a virtual router, a virtual firewall, and a virtual NAT device. They're all VSRs. But within the VMs on the ESXi server, these are all modules that are independent. So when a customer needs to go in and actually, let me make this bigger so I can show you it this way. If I go over to the resource pool, I have a template that I've created for the router, and this shows where those users are connected, or those tenants are connected. So I have a firewall for tenant A that has an MPU. I have a forwarder for tenant A that has a forwarding module. When I connect into the virtual device, say the customer actually only allocated one forwarder, one MPU, and one I/O card, which are all these resource modules. If I come over to the right here and I click on modify, say they decide that they have a rush and they need more access, more throughput, I can come in and add another forwarder, and I can put the information in here, and dynamically and automatically it's going to be part of that router. So I didn't have to take the router down. I didn't have to reconfigure a second VSR. I am just simply adding more resources and power to that particular instance. At the same time, I can then turn around, and because the customer no longer needs it, I can delete it. But in my templates that I have for router and firewall and NAT, I have policies set up that say, if it's during the times between 8 and 5, add another forwarder. If it's maybe peak time traffic, add a forwarder. When that traffic goes down, take the forwarder automatically away. So it's resource-centric, basically.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Sue. Thanks so much. Hopefully we tried to zoom in a little bit and get some of the IMC screenshots, but we'll try and capture some additional. I think we'll do some other videos where we have you just talking ahead with the screen, so that usually works a little easier. So, Sue, thank you so much for joining us. You get the folks out on live stream get to meet the entire TME team here.